Hi, this is Maginoni. Here's my reviews for Ultimate Spider-Man number 6, Amazing Spider-Man number 678, and Avenging Spider-Man number 3. This is the final issue for the story arc with the Red Hulk, and it's a shame because Seb and Joe did a fantastic job on this issue, and it just truly disappoints me that Land is coming in, ruining the book for me. And I've already dropped it, and it's going to stay off my pull list. I'm not even going to look at it until Land is off the book, which I'm hoping will only be that story arc. This was a fantastic read. I love the interaction between Jameson and Spider-Man. There's a lot of really good character-defining moments where, Jonah's like, "You got to get me up to the surface. Let's go." And you got to go up there and bring the Avengers. You got to stop this nonsense. And Spider-Man's like, "Look, I'm not going to do that." You know that no matter how much times you belittle me and complain about me, badmouth me, whatever, I will always come to save you. And just like I have to save, the Moment's people, I can't just leave them. And he can't also go to see Steve Rogers and say, "Hey, there's a problem down here," knowing that he left the Hulk behind. So it's basically he's got to make a final stand. The final battle between the King and Spider-Man was awesome. The fight was really entertaining, and it ended very unexpectedly, and it was a true joy to read. Like I said, it's just a shame that this team can't continue with another story arc, because I think they really built up some nice momentum. And, even if you took the Hulk out of it and you could put Hawkeye back into it, I just think that this team, the combination of the art, the writing, I really, really enjoyed it. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this with people, with one lucky person. If you notice, you'll see the purchase includes a free digital copy. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the code with the instructions. The first person who enters the code gets it. It's that simple. No trivia, no nothing. Free comic book. And if you enter this code and it doesn't work, I'm sorry. I'm not going to supply you a new one. That just means you were not the first one. So, there's the code. Alright, next up. Amazing Spider-Man 678. This is another one that I really, really enjoyed. Slott did a fantastic job. He basically captured an episode of The Twilight Zone, and he threw it right into Spider-Man. I love the beginning part here, where Spider-Man basically decides he's going to walk to Horizon Labs, and this was already on the previews they released, but I loved the interaction of him walking through the streets of New York. Fantastic. Anyways, a buddy at work creates a doorway that goes through time, basically lets you see the next day, and he demonstrates it and brings back a newspaper. Parker walks through it, and what do you expect happens? Disaster. And so now basically what happens is they have to figure out what's wrong, what caused this. And apparently what happens is he finds like a watch, and the time stopped. So basically, he knows how the time stopped when the whatever catastrophe happened. So now he knows how much time he has to solve the problem. And of course, Madam Web says you can't do this. You can't get the Fantastic Four. You can't bring the Avengers. You can't do anything. You can't even warn people, because they all have their own destiny, the thread of destiny. And if you can't alter that, so it's up to Peter to figure it out, with the help of his buddy who's reading a newspaper and trying to basically make sure Spider-Man hits all the parts where he's supposed to. And it ended really, really well. Very nice cliffhanger, and I really, really have high hopes that this will be another good issue. Fantastic work. And next up is Ultimate Spider-Man number 6. Now, I looked at the cover. I was like, that's a very interesting cover. We get to see Miles. We get to see his power. New costume. Great mix. I open up this page, I'm like, whoa, look at that beautiful Spider-Man artwork. And then I open up the next page, and I go, what the hell happened to my beautiful Spider-Man artwork? This just totally sucks. Totally horrendous artwork. This is nothing like the beautiful Spider-Man artwork that I've seen and loved for the first 5 issues. And it's traumatizing me. It's really traumatizing me, and I don't know if I can continue. You know, the writing is... Bendis is doing a fantastic job. And at the same time, I'm just thoroughly disgusted. Thoroughly. Now, we have 2 storylines going on here. One is this: there's the Scorpion, and Miles' uncle, the Prowler. So what happens is the Prowler gets involved in some nonsense, and he's got to go down to Mexico. Now, this has to do with that spider that was released, I believe, and from the first issue. And he tries to take the money and run, and he gets caught by the cops. So he's in the Mexican jail. That's part 1. Part 2, you have Miles trying to stop a mugging, almost failing miserably, but he manages to get back on his feet and save the day. Also, what we have is J. Jonah Jameson finding out there's a new Spider-Man. He doesn't know it's Peter, he just knows that there's a new Spider-Man. And now he's basically going to make life interesting for this character. Now, this is where I'm on the fence, because part of me loved the way Peter was able to win over Jameson, and how he was able to just, get a fresh start, in the sense of we have a new direction where Jameson's actually defending Peter. He's basically laying it out, saying, look, you're actually a great kid, let me help you. I love that storyline, just because it was different. Now what I'm afraid of is they're going to basically push the reset button. Jameson's going to be on this kid, saying how he's tarnishing the name of Spider-Man, and how he's horrible, and, basically what he should have been doing with Peter in the old Marvel U. And so now what we're getting is a mixture of the two. Now, granted, I fully don't believe that Jameson should just jump on the bandwagon and say this Spider-Man is amazingly awesome. I'm not saying that at all. It's just that, it's the reality of the situation where I'm going, I don't know what I like more, but I understand what probably needs to happen in order to advance the story in a logical way. I think it's great. I really just do not like this art. I think maybe in another book this art would be great, but it's just horrible. Especially when you had what we saw in the first 5 issues. This is just bad. And I wish that they got somebody other than that Chris guy to do it, because this is a top tier Ultimate book, and they're not giving it top tier artwork. Even this scene here is just a joke. I mean, the Prowler has his electric attack, and all he did was just drew some white energy light around him, and I'm like, please, that's like amateurish. But anyways, it's time to give away the second code. So, you might be the same person, maybe you're not. Hopefully you're not the same person. If you are, you might want to just be nice and let the next person get it. But here's the code for Spider-Man. And no, I am not going to give you a code if you click it and there's no comic book any longer. It's been redeemed. I'm sorry. That just means, again, somebody got here before you and took the code. So there's only one. And I can promise you I did not redeem the code. But I can promise you that when I try to use a code on my Kindle Fire, it was a pain in the ass and it never worked. So, good luck. Without further ado, the code. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down. Let me know what you think. And we'll have more reviews up later, so till next time.